Hey everyone, welcome to today's live stream, which is the second one in our series of 3 of equality, freedom and peace. And our first one was yesterday. It was all about ancestral energies, and today looks like it's going to be a little bit different. So welcome. So this I gave the main introduction yesterday, so I'll just briefly share a little bit about what we're doing here. Is that everything that's been going on over the last couple of weeks to do with racism and inequality and oppression and suppression really brought up so much in me, and I just felt like there's really something coming through. Hello, hi, thanks for the hearts. and I really felt like coming through with some, hi Randy, thanks for the heart. Hi Patricia, hi Vivana, hi Mum, hi Lorraine. It's good to have you all here. And how are you doing after yesterday's? I know there was a lot going on yesterday. Hi Patrick, welcome. Yeah, and it just felt like there was so much coming and so much was shifting for me, and I just felt coming through. It's like, oh, I have to share. And hi Laura. And what was coming up for me was such an increased awareness of how much stuff is held in my energy field, our energy field, to do with, that's unconscious, to do with our past experiences or ancestral experiences or past life experiences or the collective experiences, that we're tuning into because we're sensitive and aware. Hi Carol, welcome. And yeah, and it just felt like, one of the ways that we can make a difference is to clear what's going on in our energy field, because that then has an impact on the wider energy field. And while it's fantastic to make the physical changes, hi Patrick, Mesh, doing things at an inner level is also really making a difference. And so that's what I am offering here for anyone who'd like to make those inner shifts within themselves. Hi Hannah and Patricia, a lot of detoxing overnight. Yeah, it feels good. It feels like a good kind of detoxing where there's freshness and space. Okay, and yeah, so it's almost like the next installment is coming in today of this series of 3, and it's very interesting because it just felt so clear. There are 3. There's a different frequency with each one of these sessions, and it's part of an overall piece that we're doing together. And the ripple of what we're doing energetically is making a difference. Okay, so yes, it's all about equality, freedom and peace. We're using my conscious engagement structure because that felt like it was coming in as well. And so I'll just briefly introduce you to the 5 steps in case you're not familiar with it already. So the first step is to have an intention, or to be clear about what we want to focus on for the session. The second step is to connect, so to bring our energy, so to raise our vibration and to connect with higher vibration energy. So whether that's unconditional love or non-judgment or the energy of the universe, the creative intelligence of the universe, or whether it's the beings of light that are supporting us. And then the third step is transform. So that's where all of the interesting stuff happens, and that can look like, there's a lot of different ways that can happen. And when I was doing the live streams, I know I haven't done any for a few weeks, but what I was doing before, that was all kind of, basically I didn't talk about these steps, but that's kind of basically what we were following. And that transformation, we were working mainly with essences and also with energies as they come in directly. So you can use your essences cards if you would like to support you during this transformation set. And then the 4th step is complete or completion. So you check to see, has the shift that happened in step 3 completed, because it has an order and organization. It has a particular thing that needed to happen, or this and so we want to make sure that's complete before we move on. So we check to see that's complete. If it's not, we stay a little longer at step 3, and if it is complete, then we move on to the 5th step, which is gratitude. And having a sense of gratitude for yourself, for the energies, for the transformation, for your helpers. So Okay, so let's see what's going to come in today. Hi Patricia, Yarapon coming in. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so if you breathe that in and just notice what's going on in your energy. Feels very flowing actually. Okay. All right, so if you want to just notice how you're doing at the moment, and if anybody wants to share how you are at the moment or what's going on for you, then feel free. And also, let's also have a sense of what intention. So within the context of equality, freedom and peace, what is your intention? What would you like to receive? Or what's the transformation you would like to be a part of in this call? Thank you. Yes, birds, freedom, flight. Yeah, so just bring your attention to what that is important to you within this context. And just breathe. If you're doing this yourself, sometimes it's helpful to write it down, or otherwise just bring it to your mind. Okay. Yeah, so just let that sort of land in. And what we're doing here is co-created, so whatever your intention is, hi Susanna, whatever your intention is forms part of what comes in during this session. So thank you for co-creating it and for being a part of it. And yeah, it just looks like there's a few pieces coming in. And let's have the intention as well for the highest good for all. So this is all people all around the world, for people who are struggling, for people who are learning, for people, whatever situation they're in. Let's ask for the highest good for everybody. Okay, Patrick, a lot of clearing out recently. Yeah, I think there's been a lot shifting. And Patricia, it's like freshening up of energy. Yeah. And Susanna, hi. Okay, so let's go to the second step. Now, yesterday it became clear, and it's funny, because I was kind of going, I wonder what day is this going to come in during these sessions. Anyway, yesterday it came in very clearly that a team of intelligences are supporting us during these 3 days. So for this connect step, go with what feels right for you. So if you feel more comfortable just going, okay, I just want to bring my attention to unconditional love and non-judgment, or to peace, or to freedom, or equality, then do that. Oh, yeah, just breathe. And if you feel comfortable with allowing different high vibration beings to support you, then just put your attention on these high vibration beings. So this is a group who are specifically helping us in these sessions. They include beings of light, so highly evolved souls, angels, and nature intelligence. They feel very light, very, very focused, as in very purposeful, but they feel very light and very, very free in themselves. So Randy, intention qualities into leadership. Yeah. Okay, so feel into that in the context of this, and this feels really good actually, this equality, freedom and peace. Feels like there's a real, freedom and empowerment within it in quite a different way. And Susanna, compassion. And Hannah Seraphine's, yes. Woo, getting chills with that. Okay. All right, and just notice your energy. So in this connect step, just notice your energy. Notice that your energy shifts a little bit when you put your attention on these higher vibration energies and or beings. Susanna, you love light. Yeah. Oh, yes, and it feels really light. Okay. All right, and just notice how you feel. If you want to say how you feel, then do. Okay, it just looks like there are a few pieces coming together. And also to just do this in whatever way is right for you, whatever way you feel comfortable. So really allow yourself just to be true to you and what's right for you. There's no have-tos, there's no pressures, there's no rules. You have your own connection with Source, we each have our own Source connection, and we're not going through anybody else. And this team of helpers is supporting us just like an architect and group of builders and plumbers and electricians will help us to build a house, So there's that sense of having a team supporting us, but we have our own source connection, our own connection with Earth and with who we are. All right, that feels better. Okay, and now the next step is transform. So let's see what's coming in. So yesterday, it was all about releasing the ancestral energy, so ancestral experiences and beliefs and perspectives and projections and unresolved stuff and emotions and all sorts of things that were just sitting in our energy field that we kind of just inherited. They're just there. And yeah, so there's a lot of ancestral. Now I feel that today might be about past lives, but we'll see. Okay. Lorene, you feel lighter? Yeah, cool. So really notice that feeling. And Mahesh, there's only love. Yeah, so really feel into that. Yeah, there's that sense of like sounding a note out. Okay. All right. Okay. So and again, you know, I'll read the energy as I am perceiving it. If you're perceiving other things or sensing other things, go with what you're perceiving or sensing. So I'm actually getting pictures of. It feels like they're actually slavery images. A lot of fear, a lot of disempowerment, a lot of like feeling trapped, feeling just kind of in complete and utter shock, just in that space of almost not quite being fully in because of the shock and the trauma and things like that. So this looks like maybe some past life experiences that we've had, each in our own unique way, you know, whatever experiences we've had. And Patricia, so like you feel dizzy. Yeah. Okay, so just feel your weight on the chair, your feet on the floor, and just kind of expand into that spaciousness. Okay, so if you resonate with having had past life experiences where you were a slave, or, you know, that aspect of you, that version of you, was a slave or in slave-like conditions, and just acknowledge and honor those experiences that aspect of you was living. And Ivana, lots of sadness. Yeah. Oh, I can feel that. Yeah. So just be with that feeling and acknowledge that feeling. It looks like it's like a collective sadness. Okay, and I'm getting pictures of, you know, real like violence, like with, you know, with whips, with yelling, with shouting, with pushing, with like complete disregard for the integrity of the people who were slaves, and almost like within that dynamic, a breaking down of self-respect, like a breaking down of any will even to make a change, like quite, yeah. Oh, and yeah, and like a collapsing of a sense of being, you know, their own person, living life on their terms in the way that's right for them. Okay, and notice anything that's going on in your body, and the energies or the beings who are supporting us look like they're really holding the space for the energy of these experiences, like the trapped or stuck or stagnant or kind of difficult energies to do with these experiences. They look like they are being just held and acknowledged and like being present with them. So these beings of light are just being present with us and these past life versions of us. And also, if you think of time as being irrelevant, you know, things that we were experiencing in sort of past lives are also somehow also relevant to today, our current lives. They're also part of the collective, both past lives and future lives as well, and present lives. So it's not just us, it's the wider group. Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of energy now pouring in. It looks like a sort of pouring in. So if you think of it as like these beings are kind of holding a circle, and we're within that circle. It looks like there's a lot of light and energy kind of coming into the, like into a bowl underneath underneath all the people, underneath all of us, and all this energy coming in looks like it's just washing and washing and washing, and it's like it's helping to restore faith, helping to restore clarity, to restore calmness. It's bringing in a feeling of coming back to themselves. It's like all these aspects of us that we're slaves, they're all being supported, or we're all being supported, whatever way you want to look at it. We're all being supported to return to ourselves. Yeah, so just notice how that feels. And all that tangled up energy between the oppressors and the oppressed, all that tangled up energy, which looks like it's kind of keeping the oppressors trapped as well. And also, we have had experiences in the past where we were the oppressor, in the past lives where we were oppressors as well. So if you want to acknowledge any lifetimes where we may have been an oppressor, oh, okay, and just breathe and have that sense of forgiveness. Anybody, I see just saying forgiveness there. Have that sense of forgiveness for the ignorance or for any cruelty. Yeah. And it looks like there's almost like a dialogue opening up between these two very different experiences. So the slaves and the slave owners. There's a dialogue where each side is listening to the other. It's quite a strong energy. I don't know, can you feel that? A lot of communication is going on energetically at the moment. So Danny, you feel like you're aligning aligning with your true self. Yeah, cool. Actually, yeah, it does feel, it feels so relevant to today. Yeah. Okay, if you want to just keep breathing. And there is so as this dialogue is going on, there's a releasing up through our bodies, like a spiraling coming up through our body for each of us, which is recalibrating our current energy. And it is like it's restoring ourselves. So all these different experiences and different lifetimes, we were ourselves, but different maybe expressions of ourselves with different experiences. And it looks like what's going on at the moment is kind of releasing the bits that feel not in alignment with now, and claiming as well what does feel like it's in alignment. So it looks like there's so much courage and so much caring for each other. It feels like there's quite a lot of caring for each other that's showing up at the moment within the slave community in these past life experiences. Like we're all in this together, and when we're all in some very difficult experience together, it's very bonding. So there's that sense of community. And there's also a sense of the things that kept them going, like maybe singing or dancing or I don't know, different things that kind of kept them together and kept them going. So there's that sense, like a richness of culture. That kept them going. And now there's something coming in about the oppressor side. It's like the complete not seeing at all, just completely like no vision at all that these are people, that that the slaves are people, just as equal to the people who are oppressors. It's like just being blind to it. Now some were more aware of it than others, but just what's showing up at the moment is this sense of being blind to the fact that actually all people are equal. Patrick, restoring balance of your bigger self. Yeah, nice. That feels good. Yeah. Okay, so just keep breathing. Okay, and that blindness looks like the feeling I'm getting is of opening up. It's like opening up to a bigger vision, opening up to seeing more, to perceiving more. Yeah. Okay, now there's also something coming up about when slaves were originally taken from their home, their original home, and that kind of uprooting and being transported off to somewhere completely different. There's something about that showing up now at the moment too. So if you want to have the sense of within different past lives you may have had that experience. It could have been within a slavery context, it could have been within a kidnapping, it could have been just some big like other kind of traumatic event that caused this uprooting, and somehow that's still kind of resonating with that feeling like not settled, not belonging, not being accepted, not having a sense of inclusion in wherever the new environment is. So I'm kind of always feeling a little bit out of sync in some way. So is that kind of energy showing up at the moment? Yvonne, a mother holding a small baby. Is that what you're seeing, or what you're feeling? Are you feeling like you were the mother maybe, or the small baby? Just see what that means to you and just be with it. And ask for whatever healing is right for you to come in. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to put your attention on the uprooting. Now this looks like it's past life experiences, also the ancestral experiences actually are coming in now as well. And also current day experiences, if there's ever been uprooting like this, that's traumatic, and then relocating to somewhere completely different and not quite fully rooting in again. Mother seeing pain and feeling love. Yeah. Okay, so just notice that. And keep breathing. So imagine your roots. Imagine that your roots, okay, and there's a lot of rooting energy actually coming in to support with this from the universal energy field. So imagine your roots. Imagine that you're rooting in the way that's right for you. So it's like it's different to the rooting in the original place. It's different to the sort of the rooting, whatever rooting was happening in the new place. This looks like it's rooting here and now in whatever way is right for you. And this is, it feels quite different to any of these other experiences. So just keep breathing. Notice your legs, notice your feet. There's something coming up here around inequality and about inequality. So when somebody is feeling really rooted and belonging and accepted and included in an environment, that gives quite a different experience to somebody being in the same environment but feeling not included or not fully rooted because of trauma. And that could be inherited. So it could be the people, say for example with the slaves, somebody was taken as a slave, and then their descendants can still have that kind of disconnect in the rooting. Not with everybody, but sometimes. And so it can go down through the generations. So somebody with that kind of tear in their rooting is going to feel, it's going to have a different experience to somebody who's more fully rooted, or rooted in a way that just it has more balance. Balance isn't even the right word. It's anyway feeling more okay with the rooting. And it looks like, so I see lots of kind of energies washing through around this rooting, and the disconnect or the imbalance or the not belonging or the not being included that can come with having that disconnect. And it looks like with this shift that's coming in, there's a harmonizing, so that then there is more of a feeling of belonging come in, more of a feeling of being a part of the land or the environment. And so then you can feel that. Yeah, good. And Ivana holding a hand of a black man. Ah, nice. And Patrick, stability. Yeah. Okay. Yes, there's a lot about this belonging coming in. So if you think of a plant, the whole health, or not health, the whole vitality of the plant is affected by the roots. So if you want to imagine, whatever roots you're feeling at the moment, have a sense of the stem or the trunk of the plant, and of the branches or the leaves or the flowers or the fruit or the other parts of the plant. And just notice that as the rooting is it's becoming more like a feeling of belonging, and this is kind of like earthly belonging, it's not necessarily to one particular place. Just notice how, or in your imagination, just notice how the trunk or the stem or the leaves or the flowers, the branches, the fruit, notice how there are shifts happening. It looks like an expansion, it looks like there's more freedom coming in, more ease, more flow. And Hannah the tree, yay. Yes. Okay, and notice your body, so down your back, just notice down your back into your hips. There's quite a glow around the heart, also around the tummy area actually, so just notice both those areas. There is, I think this came in yesterday, didn't it? It looks like there's a message being given to us. So these, whether you want to see this as being kind of like the universe or life, or whether you want to see it as this team of spiritual helpers, a message is being given to you, to each of you, around belonging and around it's like it's around being more whole in yourself. Yeah. So just notice or imagine that a message is coming in for you. You might know what it is consciously or you might not. Just imagine that a message is coming in for you, and this message is helping you to release more of these trauma experiences from past lives, from current lives, from this lifetime where you might be empathizing with people who are going through a lot of difficulties. Okay, Patricia, you're back during the blight, feeling nausea and wanting to be sick. Okay, yeah. Okay, Patricia, do you want to just ask whatever it is, and anybody who's feeling anything uncomfortable, just ask for whatever energy you need to support you with this shift. It looks like a big release and a big. Actually, it feels more like more detoxing. So just if you're able to just be with it, just breathe, feel your weight in the chair, your feet on the floor. Know that this is making a difference to you and to a lot of people. And probably the detoxing is not just you, it's also sort of, the collective consciousness. Okay, all right, notice how you're feeling. How is anybody else doing? Does anybody else want to share about how you're doing or what's going on for you? Would you like some help? Okay, actually there's something just catching my... There's a word here that I have a few words written down from, I think from last call or something. And one of them is slavery, and that's catching my attention. And what's catching my attention with it is like vows, any vows that were made in relation to slavery, like vowing to serve a particular master or vowing different things. Just check in and see, do you have any vows that are keeping the energy of slavery, or vows to do with slavery or oppression, where you're not your own person, either relating to this lifetime, to past lifetimes, or ancestrally? And if you're getting a yes, just have the intention that you're releasing these vows. Oh, these feel like blah, lots of bits. Yeah, so just have the intention of releasing these, and there's a lot of light coming into releasing these, and I'm keep getting the picture of like a golden key that's unlocking something in relation to these vows releasing, and in relation to whatever your intention was for this session. So, and Patricia, it's not just you. Yeah, no, it's not. And yeah, and there's something there about acknowledging the difference that you're making, because it's not just you. Okay, Nirvana star. Yes, and Regina, stuck rooted in it. Do you mean rooted in slavery or the old energy, or what do you mean? If you want to allow in, there's lots of actually red, if you want to allow in whatever red energy is coming in to support the rooting. And Randy, you don't feel much, you're going with trust. Feels it's relevant. Yeah. Yeah, so go with your, I suppose, like inner knowing. So it's more of a knowing rather than a feeling. So you just know things. Yeah, and trust that. Which feels very relevant to your intention that you mentioned earlier. Okay, so just keep breathing. Imagine that you're getting these golden keys for all of these vows, and these keys are unlocking unlocking something within you, unlocking freedom. They're unlocking spaciousness. They're unlocking a sense of self, a sense of empowerment, a sense of I'm free to do, follow my own flow, to live my own life. So it's kind of like the opposite energies to the slavery energies. And Hannah, you don't feel any resonance with slavery. Okay, so trust that. Ooh. Even just by being here with this, you're helping release it in the collective, even if you're not resonating with it yourself. Yeah. And then there's also the other side, there's the oppressor side as well. So it's just being with whatever it is, it's releasing the collective. Yeah. Regina, old energy. Yeah, I'd say so. And Lorraine, couldn't get past oppression in workplace in this life. Okay, so if you want to feel into that memory of the oppression from this life, and imagine that you're taking one of these keys and you're putting it into a door, and anybody else that resonates with this as well, if you want to do this, you're putting it into a door and unlocking that door, and if you like, it's helping that door as it opens, is kind of taking you out of that old energy of oppression and like fear. So just see, how do you feel when you allow that in? Yeah, feel your body, and just, yeah, and it's linked to those vows as well. Yeah, and part of the whole oppression inequality thing is also being too dangerous to speak, or not being able to speak to make the changes happen, because then there'll be just more trauma, more oppression, more danger. And yeah, I feel really right in the throat here. So it looks like there's almost like there's awakening permission, like we're awakening within ourselves permission to speak, or permission to say this isn't okay, or permission to say actually something else needs to happen, or whatever it might be. There's quite a lot releasing around the whole throat. Yeah, so see how you feel there, Lorraine. And Mahesh, Patrick feels like a vow of poverty is being released. Yes, feels like a few vows of poverty perhaps. Yeah. Oh, and Laura, releasing around your throat and some anger. Yeah. So if you're feeling anger, have a sense of the empowerment within that anger, and the sense of actually it changes, like change is happening now, I need that change, like that strength. So feel into that. And poverty, yeah. Ivana, golden key opens the gate in the shape of a circle that I saw last night. Okay. So see what happens when that gate opens. Yeah. And Laura, your jaw, you're feeling it in your jaw. Okay, you're afraid to go through the door, but excitement and adventure. Yeah. Valerina, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So if you want to just feel into the, like that shift or that awareness that there's a different energy with those golden keys, when the door's opening or whatever's happening with the doors, just notice there's a different energy. And just because something is different, we can kind of go, oh, this isn't familiar, I'm not used to this. Okay, so it looks like there's more support coming in from our circle of helpers, or for the universal energy field, supporting us to find our way as we allow and integrate the new energy. So helping us to find our way, which again feels really relevant for whatever the intention was that you set at the beginning, or that we all set at the beginning. And Regina, freedom of speech. Yeah, there's lots going on around the throat. I think this is really relevant for me. Okay. So again, just kind of demonstrating the steps. So at some point you'll go, oh, I wonder, you check in with step number 4, which is complete. And you go, oh, I wonder, is it complete? And you can ask yourself that. And so for me, I'm getting no, it's not complete. But it's kind of maybe getting that direction of being complete. So again, that's just wanted to come in terms of getting to know the steps of the conscious engagement. Okay, door opening to a beautiful light. Yeah. Yeah, nice. And if you see that light coming in for you and for everyone you're connected with, for all the past lives, for ancestors, for future connections, and also maybe see doors opening for lots of people around the world, whoever it is this is relevant for. And just notice when you see them opening for lots of people, notice how that feels. To me, it feels like a relief, and it feels like, oh, kind of like a sense of togetherness maybe, or a sense of, yay, we're all, I don't know, that's just, I don't know how to put it in words even, but just it feels really light and really bright and really like nice to feel lots of people doing the same thing. As going through the door, there's excitement and all the abundance, but then a feeling of guilt about having these riches while others don't. Yeah, okay. All right, so if you want to feel into that. So there's another picture coming into my mind, which looks like past life experiences, and probably, you know, it could be current life as well, and ancestral as well. It's just showing up in a past life context, which is of poor people. So not slaves, but people who are poor, kind of looking in the windows of the houses of the wealthy, and that divide, and also the sense of, it's like there's no crossing that divide in the past. And if you do cross that divide, then you've somehow abandoned the people on the other side. And there still feels like that feeling of, again, those same things, the inequality, the lack of freedom, the oppression, that feeling of, you know, that this just isn't right. So if you want to just acknowledge any past life experiences that are showing up at the moment where this is the energy that was experienced of being poor, seeing the wealthy, feeling like ne'er the twain will meet. So just acknowledge any of that. Okay, and allow, there's a lot of light coming in. It's almost like this light coming in is kind of building bridges between both sides, between the poor and the wealthy, and the wealthy and the poor, building bridges of understanding and connection and opportunities and possibilities. So just have a sense of all these bridges being built. And the sense of there's enough for everybody, because there is enough for everybody, even if that wasn't their life experiences. Yeah. And there are also other past life experiences showing up again that aren't slavery, but they're still like indentured servitude, or being in marriages where maybe the wife was nothing, powerless, and the husband was the ruler, and you know, so that there are these different experiences of powerlessness and lack of freedom and inequality. There are others as well, but I can't, like contracts, maybe being contracted to do a certain job or have certain experiences for a certain length of time that maybe feel incomplete. So it's like there's lots of different experiences where there's that inequality, lack of freedom, oppression, following some society's rules that were sort of not democratically decided on. Okay, so it looks like there's a lot releasing around this. And around the whole slavery piece, I feel like there's this popping, pop, 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 pop. There's a lot of popping energy. Almost like popping out of the slavery entrapment, if that makes sense. It's like this, the structure is just releasing and opening up, and just freedom. This makes sense. I feel like I'm saying lots of things, so hopefully they make sense. Sense of warmth of life at home. Nice. Yeah, and opening up to connecting together. Yeah. Patrick, you're not sure what's happening, you feel very mixed, not sure if I trust the door. Okay, so if you're feeling that way, then not to force anything, that it's better to find your own space, your own ground, and to move forward feeling connected with yourself. So if you want to just have the intention that you're doing that, allowing yourself just time to find your own rooting, your own grounding, your own balance, your own flow and alignment. There's lots going on here. Yeah. Okay, and have a sense of your own, your own channel, your own connection. Okay, and it looks like, so for everyone this is relevant for, it looks like these beings that are helping us are kind of working away within our energy field to help release these constrictions and restrictions. And there's also a sense of, yes, it could be shifted just like that, but that would be a bit sudden and a bit shocking for us. So it's happening in a way that works for us, for our energy. Okay. Laura, fear of being caught an imposter. Am I good enough or deserving? Yeah. Okay, so just be with that. It looks like there's, it's like those past life experiences are releasing, and present life experiences maybe. Yeah. And shame, guilt, blame, transforming. Yeah, good. And Mesha makes perfect sense. Okay, good. Yeah, good. All right, there is another piece coming in. I wonder if the essence. Just before the essence, it's just coming in before the essence. So I forgot to remind you earlier on to have a glass of water if you would like to have an essence. So if you want to get one of those, then do. We'll bring the essence in a moment. So all the different past lives, so it looks like they're kind of all these collections of past lives that we've kind of been working on simultaneously. It's amazing what we can do when we let our higher self do what needs to be done. We don't need to be consciously engaged with it all the whole time, just whatever's most relevant. So it looks like they're all completing the bits that need to be completed. So it looks like there's a coming together and a grounding and an integrating and a bit more releasing. Also a feeling of making sense. So maybe there's some things that we need to be able to make sense of intellectually in order to integrate them. So it looks like maybe for some of us, some things might start making sense over the next few days, or some, the kind of like the mental or intellectual awareness or knowledge might come in over the next few days. So just notice what comes in. Okay. There's a lot of sense of gratitude actually for ourselves, or the versions of us who lived through those very difficult past life experiences. A real appreciation, and it's almost like the experiencing the extreme. It's like what Abraham Hicks talks about, but the contrast. It's like experiencing the extreme gives us experiences that really awaken maybe awareness and compassion and understanding and strength and empowerment, all sorts of things that may not have been activated or awakened as much if we hadn't experienced those. So there's a real sense of gratitude for ourselves for being willing to go through those experiences. And Susanna, that's amazing, brilliant. And joy coming in, and Ivana dancing on the rainbow, cool. And Regina, heavy feeling in head and ear. So sometimes our sort of the unresolved experiences from past lives can they're still affecting us physically. They still affect us physically, and they show up physically, and that I feel like that's what you're feeling now in your head and your ear, is some past life experience that's kind of maybe resonating within your energy field. It looks like maybe some confusion or not wanting to hear and various things like that. So if you want to just have the intention that whatever past life or past lives that it's relevant for, and again, anybody who resonates with this, feel free to do this, have the intention that you're allowing maybe love to flow into that or those past lives. And that love that's flowing into those past lives is bringing in whatever it is that person, the you that was in that past life, needs. Almost like going in and giving them a hug, or just really taking care of that aspect of you that was living then. Yeah, and just see, and the different conflicts maybe that were going on. Yeah, so just allow that to keep releasing. Okay, so it looks like the essence is coming in. So if you want to have your water, and if you had water from yesterday, this one will replace. If you had an essence from yesterday, this will replace yesterday's essence because you've moved further along on the journey. And again, this is you could call it equality, freedom, and peace essence number 2. The past life, the past life. What did I call the last one? Issue. So yesterday's was the ancestral issue. This is the past life issue. But it also includes, it is moving on from yesterday's, because yesterday's was to do with what we were doing then. This is to do with what we're doing now, plus whatever it is still happening from yesterday. And again, just take this essence if you want it. It looks like it's coming into the water in quite a strong way. It's like a really acknowledging. It's just like boof. It looks like it brings everything into the present moment. It's like everything just comes to the 0 point, which is right now in this moment. Yeah, and lots of different things are landing. So all the stuff that's been coming up, that's been shifting, that's been clearing, is just landing. So notice how you're feeling in yourself as this essence is coming in. Because as it's coming into the water, it's actually also coming in through your body too. Because you're holding the space for that essence to come into the water. If you want to have a sip of the water, feel free. So this is something you can either drink down in one go after this session, or you could sip it over the next day or two, however long feels right. And if you're here tomorrow, then tomorrow's session will replace today's essence. And if you're not joining tomorrow's session, then this essence will just keep supporting you until you've kind of outgrown it. Okay. How does this feel? How does the essence feel? Let me see what else. It looks like it's also grounding, it's balancing, it's stabilizing. It's bringing in a different frequency around the whole equality, freedom and peace. There's a lot of strength. There's a lot of standing up for what's right. It's almost like it's opening up new dialogues, new conversations. So things maybe that we may not have even thought of talking about before, it just may not have occurred to us. It's like they're coming in now as something to have conversations around. And Laura, bright, sparkling, new, liberating. Ah, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah. And Patricia, very grounding. Yeah, great. Yeah. And this is kind of the same essence that's coming in for everyone, but it'll come in a little bit different for each person, because it'll come in tailored to where you're at, and also because each of us is it's part of making this essence. It's coming through your energy, and so it's coming in slightly differently. On a belonging, great. Yeah, great. And you'll probably feel into what's most relevant for you as well. So, all right. So let's see. So if I go to step 4 and ask, is this complete? It feels like it's complete for now. There's still things going on, but in terms of our live stream, it's complete. So just do whatever feels good for yourself over the next little bit of time. Rest, drink lots of water, go for walks, whatever feels nice. As teaching with it too. Yes, there is. So these essences they're healing and they're teaching, and there's creative energy in them as well. So if you want to feel into the teaching, So Patricia, if you want to feel into what the teaching is, again, the teaching feels similar but different for everybody. And the teaching feels a little bit like maybe the communication. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see what you're picking up about the teaching. Hannah, you're holding your stomach. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to keep breathing, when you drink the essence, have the intention that the essence is supporting your tummy or anywhere that you're feeling uncomfortable, and just allow yourself to move through that process. It looks like a lot of old energies that are releasing from your tummy, and new alignments coming in as well around empowerment and freedom and so on. And Mahesh, Patrick, I feel that at some point women's power is undermined and disrespected and has caused a tangent in behaviour away from the natural way and hasn't been fully restored to its rightful, respectful space. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And again, if you consider past lives, we've all been men and women. In this life, we have male and female energies. And so it's like on lots of different levels, this rebalancing or acknowledging maybe is coming in. Yeah. And if that's something, it's going to resonate for each of us in different ways, like different things are going to be really relevant for us. And so when we're doing this or having the essence, you can take that essence at the same time as thinking about whatever it is that's most important to you or that's showing up for you. In terms of the inequality and the freedom and the peace or the lack of. And Patrick, thank you, settling in here. Okay, cool. Lorraine, you're welcome. And Regina, standing your power. Yeah. I'm sure you're getting that communication will be made easier, more flowing. Yes. Yeah, nice. Yeah, feels like definitely a teaching coming in around that. Okay. Anybody else want to say anything before we finish up? Tomorrow will be the third of our sessions. We'll do the gratitude in a moment. Tomorrow will be the third of our sessions, so we'll see what comes in with that. It's all part of the whole. And just have that sense that we're releasing what's unconscious in our energy that's contributing to the things going on that we want to have not going on anymore. And then as we're doing this, we're up-leveling, if you like, ourselves, and we're also helping to up-level the collective consciousness as well. And of course then when the collective consciousness changes, it's easier as well then for the physical changes that need to come in terms of structure and systems and things like that. And also it impacts more people who are maybe not conscious or playing out the old energies. It's bringing in more of the new, which facilitates that expansion in the people who are ready for that as well. So, you're welcome, Laura. Dr. Grashey sending love out to all those who've had these experiences and still are. Yeah, absolutely. Love this work. Yeah. You're very welcome, Patricia. and then for the step 5, there's that gratitude for yourself, for the helpers, for the energies and intelligences of the universe that are supporting us, for the energies that have released as well, because they've played their part, and the energies that are coming in, for the expansion that's happening, for your courage and your determination, for your love, for your connection, and anything else that you want to feel gratitude for. Just have that sense of appreciation within yourself. Oh, you're welcome, Carolyn. Okay, so that feels good. Just to say, anyone who comments, I should have said this at the beginning, anyone who comments after the live stream and I reply, the replies disappear from me. I don't read them, so I'm hoping, I have checked with one person and she said that she has got the replies, so I hope everybody gets my replies, to the comments that come after the end of the live stream, for people watching the replay. Okay, and if you want to have a PDF with the steps of conscious engagement, there's a link. There's a link with this as well. Oh, great, Randy. Great to have you here. And you're welcome. You're welcome, Ivana and Regina. Good to have you all here, and thank you so much for co-creating with me, with us, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next piece. I can certainly feel the shifts that are coming in. Yesterday it was whoa. So gratitude is something new. Yeah. No, cool. Okay. Well, have a good day, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Okay, take care. See you then. Bye.